So now I'm presenting as founder of IVAM Medical, and we are the experts for next generation vascular access. So it's all about vascular access. It's all about getting access to patients' blood vessels for infusion, for example, or for transfusion of blood products. So for me, there are no competitors. International cooperation is the key to improving patient safety and saving more lives. It's all about international cooperation. Some people are asking me, what is the use case? And I can skip this slide. You already saw it. I think this is a very strong use case to save more lives. What's the problem in vascular access? In more than 50% of the children, first attempt insertion fails. And I think this is a huge problem. These numbers were published in 2013. And this is now an intentionally overloaded slide. I could add 10, 15, 20 more slides with references, with studies showing shockingly high complication rates of traditional vascular access devices. PIVC, these are the peripheral intravenous catheters, the small catheters for small veins, up to 50% overall failure rate in even the best of hands. 2021, peripheral vascular harm among the top 10 patient safety concerns. 2022, the survivorship of PIVCs placed in hospitalized patients, again, shockingly poor. And then a Chinese study published in 2024, infiltration, externalization in children. This means that fluids are going beyond or nearby the vein, not in the vein, which can be very, very severe in more than 16%. So this is a question sometimes asked by investors or by payers. Can I save or make, depending on the perspective, money? And of course you can. I could also add 10, 15, 20 slides. The current state of the art is extremely expensive. And I don't want to read the numbers. You can read it. 1.5 billion annually in the US alone. And of course, also bloodstream infections are very, very expensive. And even the insertion is expensive, more than $20. And when you have to retry, it's getting more expensive, and more expensive. So of course, payers can save a lot of money and investors can make a lot of money. The current state of the art is very expensive. What about the IP? We have 17 patents granted. These are our 2 Japanese patents. I'm very proud of our Japanese patents. We have 17 patents already granted and filed many, many more patents, utility patents, design patents, and so on. So I'm risk averse. And I would never start a company only with one product development. So we have different product developments, but with a clear focus on vascular access. And I will guide you through. We also have a current product development regarding urology with a world famous professor of urology, Professor Lahme, and he wants to have one of our catheters for his minimally invasive removal of kidney stones, practically X-ray free. But I will now focus on vascular access devices. And I'm sure many of you are aware of these devices, central venous catheters, large catheters introduced in large veins, and the needle tip goes nearby the heart. This is me performing CVC, central venous catheter insertion. And you can see here, it's very resource intensive. You need an assistant. It's time consuming. You're creating a lot of waste. And this is a technique published in 1953. It's called Seldinger technique, and I will keep it short. It uses a guide wire and many, many other components, but it uses a guide wire to guide the larger catheter into the blood vessel. It's a complex multi-step procedure. And I was thinking we have to streamline this procedure. And we have 14 patents granted on a new technique. And this is one of the previous prototypes. The basic concept is very simple. You have a short puncture needle that is guided within the inner lumen of a large catheter. But this 2-layer system would be far too risky because you do not want to dilate the skin channel when you are still in the blood vessel with a sharp puncture needle. So we invented a 3-layer system. We have here the patient side, the provider side. You can puncture the blood vessel with the small puncture needle. You can advance a guiding catheter without any great jump in diameter in the blood vessel. You can retract the needle, and then you can advance the guiding catheter together with the self-dilating catheter, which stays in the blood vessel into the blood vessel. It's a very simple concept, and this is now the current state of the prototype, and we filed a large patent application last October and design patent application last November. So it's a 4-step procedure, instead having more than 10 steps or even 15 steps. So first step is the venous puncture with the small puncture needle. When blood comes back, you are advancing the guiding catheter without a great jump in diameter to secure the position in the blood vessel. You can do it in a very ergonomic way. You can now retract the needle. The catheter stays in place, and now you're already in the end position. And I was able to perform this procedure on a dummy, not in patients, on a dummy, in less than 1 minute. It also works for mid-size catheters called midline catheters, for mid-size veins. And I will show you a short video of the basic concept. It's very, very quick. You're puncturing the blood vessel. It's a model, it's a dummy. You're advancing the guiding catheter, and then the larger catheter follows. Puncturing, advancing the guiding catheter, and advancing the midline catheter. In this case, it's a mid-size, it's a midline catheter. Now I will come to smaller catheters, and I'm sure many of you are well aware of these small catheters, used billion times per year in a billion-dollar market to get quick access to blood vessels, for example, for infusion therapy. This is the traditional method. Especially beginners need 2 hands to safely operate such a traditional peripheral intravenous catheter. And what can happen is that you are slipping out of the vein, that you're puncturing the second vein wall, and then a big hematoma is created. So we want to move from a complex to a simple procedure. And we invented a new concept. It's called the IPNET PIVC. It's not approved for commercial distribution. It's not approved for use in patients. And I will show you some animations. It's a very simple concept. You have a box. You can handle the PIVC with only 1 hand due to this box. Some other features, but I don't want to go into too many details now. The basic concept is very simple. This box is connected with the needle. The catheter advances over the needle tip and provides protection against needle stick injuries. The needle remains in position. All you have to do is to push this button, and then the catheter advances very precisely over the needle tip. We filed also a patent application for a proprietary needle safety mechanism that shields the whole needle, not only the needle tip, to maximize user and patient safety. Puncture the blood vessel, push the button, and just go ahead. No forth and back, no instability. And the needle is shielded safely. Works very well in dummies. Now you can use a second hand. The catheter is already in place. This is no longer critical. But for puncturing procedure, it's only with one hand. And I will come to an end with my presentation. We're also developing a non-kinking catheter. As I said, for me, it's quite paradox that lines and catheters are still kinking. We are living in 2026. And I think for me, this is unacceptable that catheters and lines in modern medicine, what we call modern medicine, are still kinking. We have a solution for a non-kinking line, for a non-kinking catheter. And I'm closing with this picture. You already know it. For me, it's all about cooperation. Let us all together shape the future of medtech with empathy and excellence. It's always about putting patients first and striving for optimal patient-centered solutions for everyone worldwide. Thank you for your attention.